Action Magazine.
Man, come on. You already know what it is. It's your man, Richie Evans, man. And make sure y'all stay locked in tune to Music Connections. You know what it is. Richie.
Cool. So, Richie Evans, thanks for rocking with us at Music Connection Magazine.
Love.
For sure, up and coming.
Yes, sir.
You have a pretty smooth resume.
Appreciate you.
Game.
Yeah.
Ross.
Yeah.
K-Boy. I mean, J-Rock, like you said.
Yeah.
Take us to the beginning. Like, how'd you get started? You know, the influences of.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, coming from Phoenix. You know what I mean? I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. We really don't have a hip hop scene. You know what I mean? Well, actually, at that particular time, you know what I mean? Gearing up to, to now, I think that, the momentum is starting to shift. We're really starting to get some national recognition. But, early stages, man, I'm big into Q, big into NWA, Eazy-E, of course, the whole Game thing. And, those were some of the pioneers that really helped me kind of cater, to the artist I am today. You sprinkle a little bit of Nas on there, a little bit of T.I., I think you kind of get it, the influence from Richie. You know what I mean? But did kind of the same thing that all the greats do. Came out on the mixtape circuit. Was out there really just trying to get his name up. You know what I mean? Selling mixtapes in front of barbershops. You know what I mean? Jumping on that Tanner Freeway, coming out to L.A., moving and shaking, trying to get a little bit of recognition out here. So I definitely put my time and work in. You know what I mean? To where I am today, for sure.
For sure. And how long you been in the game grinding?
I would say, they always say, a 10-year run. So I'll say about 10.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, early on, it's only right to say it though, but I got my opportunity from Game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I was early on, man, he was in Phoenix working with Swiss Beats.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was working on the Doctor's Advocate at that time. DMX, Swiss Beats, and the whole Rough Riders, you know what I mean? Like, they all kind of migrated to the West. You know what I mean? So, Phoenix was kind of like their hub. You know what I mean? I was working on a mixtape. We worked out of the same studio. I was going to the club to get a drink, and I see a Lambo parked out front. So I was like, who the fuck is in here, man? So I had one mixtape in my pocket that I, kind of basically was going to review and edit, you know what I mean, before I end up putting it out. So I go to the bar, and I look to the left, and I see Game, and I see Swizz.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I go grab my wallet, and I feel that mixtape. And I'm like, you know what, my nigga? Shit, I'm going to go for what I know. You know what I mean? So I walk up to the VIP area. Bodyguard walks up. His manager walks up, and he was like, yo. And I was like, hey, all due respect, I'm an artist from Phoenix. I got this CD, you know what I mean? Yo, can I give it to Game? And he was like, nah. Like, you can give it to me, and I'll give it to him. So I was like, all right, bet. So Game gets up and he walks away. When Game moves, everybody moves. So, of course, that kind of led me into the VIP area. So as soon as they move, I hop in. I walk up to him, and I'm like literally going to hand him the disc. Game moves militant. You know what I mean? So, of course, his security snatched me up real fast. And I was like, what the fuck you doing? And I said, hey, Game, all due respect, I didn't come here for an autograph. I didn't come here to be in your space. I was like, look, I got one CD on me, and I just wanted to make sure that you got it. I wasn't willing to give it to your manager. I wasn't willing to give it to your security guard. If you throw it away, I'm cool with that. And he took the mixtape. Him and Swizz left. The next day, man, I got a phone call and a plane ticket, and it was Blackwall ever since.
Okay, like that.
Like that.
That's what's up. So he saw that passion, and you were determined to get it in his hands regardless.
No, for sure. I think it initially started with the passion, but I think once he heard it, you know what I mean, he kind of was like, yo, because he always told me he felt that I was a younger influence of him. You know what I mean? He felt like we kind of had the same vocal tones. You know what I'm saying? We kind of had the same rhyme cadence, but I just think that I was just a little bit younger and a little bit more fresher. You know what I mean? So I think that he really caught that early on. For sure.
And that's Black Wall Street early on. I know he has a couple of different labels. So
yeah.
What even happened to Black Wall Street still?
Man, truthfully speaking, man, I think the whole Black Wall Street legacy, man, just got caught up in contractual situations, and of course the legendary beef between him and 50 Cent. I just think that at that particular time, even though he was a tycoon musically and probably one of the biggest artists out at that time, I just felt that 50 ran the building. You know what I'm saying? 50 was really the biggest artist in hip hop at that time. You know what I mean? Even though Game was the biggest artist from the coast, 50 was the biggest artist in hip hop. So, you know, when you kind of dealing with that type of level of shit, you know what I mean? There's really nothing that, you know, you really can do. And I just think that, you know, that's what really crumbled and put Black Wall Street to where we was at a standstill.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So now is it, you know, just stemming from that, I know you mentioned, you know, the Evans administration.
Yeah.
You still with the Game? I mean, I know you probably, you know, fam. But
Oh yeah, no. That's my big brother. Like I said, he gave me the opportunity and platform to grow on a national level. You know what I mean? Like he really helped me harness and hone in on my skill set. You know, I was able to be in those, you know, studio sessions when he was working on those albums to help create. You know, he really showed me what this, you know, grind shit was about. He really showed me, you know, how to put together, you know what I mean, a quality product. He really helped, you know, garnish my ear. As far as Black Wall Street now, Black Wall Street's forever gonna live. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that's my family, that's my big brother. You know what I mean? Everybody from BWS, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, sometimes you gotta take, you know, a stand on faith and go for what you know. And I felt that all of the artists that was on there, I was one of the few, you know what I mean, who could stand on his own. You know what I mean? So so once we, you know, end up hearing that, you know, Interscope took away the label deal and this and that, you know what I mean? I felt like it was time for me to roll the dice and stand on my own, you know.
Show. So Phoenix to the West Coast.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned earlier on your that podcast interview. You know,
Right.
Canada.
Yeah.
You've been around for a minute.
Yeah, man. You know, I feel like a lot of those years wasn't me really being in the forefront. It was really just sharpening my skill set. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was a student. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wanted to learn from his successes. I also wanted to learn from his mistakes. You know what I mean? But coming from Phoenix, not really having the infrastructure and not really having, you know, that industry vibe that a LA got or that a New York got or that an Atlanta got, you know, I had to really, you know, just be a fly on the wall and build my network. You know what I mean? So while I was out here learning from Game and helping create certain types of things, you know what I mean? I was building with the Nipseys. I was building with the J-Rocks. I was building with the Kendricks, you know what I'm saying? The Dubs, the Clyde Carsons, the G Malones, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Eastwoods, the Crooked Eyes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, keep in mind, you know, there was nobody from Phoenix nowhere near that circle.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
You know what I mean? So in order for me to really try to plant my flag, man, I had to really come out here and throw myself in the gauntlet with the wolves. You know what I mean? Anytime that they was rapping or sparring or jumping on a mixtape, my nigga, I had to jump in there and hold my own. You know what I mean? The first record I was ever on, shout out to my man DJ Ski, was the Black Wall Street Journal Volume 1. And I remember the day that I landed, Game picked me up from the airport. We went to the studio. And, you know, he was like, man, I'm going to test this young nigga out. I'm going to call all the young niggas. First night I meet Kendrick. You know what I mean? J-Rock, Dub, Clyde Carson. You know what I'm saying? He used to have another artist named Your Boy from the Bay. Shout out my man, you know, my nigga, I'm from Phoenix, you know what I'm saying, around a lot of LA niggas. I'm not even knowing none of these niggas. But I'm like, hey, listen, man, they're like, where you from? Phoenix. Where you from? Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? I had to hold my own. And I think that night when he put us all on that track, you know what I mean, I definitely held my own. I think that's what really helped me garnish the brotherhood with all those other artists, you know what I'm saying, from here and from the Bay. I think that was definitely an introduction of respect and love, not just for myself, but for Phoenix, you know, as well.
That's what's up. That's what's up. 10 years.
Yeah, man.
So now it's time to, like, let, you know, get your wings and spread and, you know, so people already know who is Richie.
Yeah. No, definitely. You know, like I said, man, I just dropped a record maybe a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Was my first single called For You on my own imprint. Got an independent situation through Ingrooves. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it just got picked up by Universal. So, you know, I'm kind of independently major. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, all you major labels, though, if you're talking big, I'm always willing to listen to the bag. But we dropped a record called For You. You know what I'm saying? We got the number 48 on the urban charts. It did good for me. It was definitely a radio record. You know what I'm saying? That kind of opened up some other lanes, some other avenues, which opened up the conversation for my EP that's dropping in January called Highly Favored. You know, Highly Favored to me is just, I've been through the industry a little bit. I haven't really had my moment, but I kind of been through it. So I always looked at, rap like the NBA. I looked at it like the NFL. Them niggas, it's like a 1 in a million shot to get there. So, for me to sign with Game was like my 1 in a million shot. Like, he was like bigger than anything out at that time. You know what I mean? So in order for me to get a second opportunity, I just felt like God was in my corner, and I still got a lot of shit to put out. So definitely, man, make sure y'all stay tuned in January for Highly Favored.
That's what's up. So that's gonna be EP, mixtape.
EP.
Okay.
Yeah, EP.
So like 6 songs, 5 songs?
Yeah, I think we're gonna go somewhere between 6 and 8. You know what I mean? Like, I think that we living in a time where there's just a lot of short attention spans. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come out the gate and lace a motherfucker with 30 records on a mixtape. I know these young niggas will fall asleep off that shit, but I think if I drop, 6 quality, strong records, I think that it'll do what it needs to do to bypass until I get to my solo album dropping in the summer. So yeah.
Gotcha. So, and are you gonna have any features on that EP?
Oh man, definitely. Like I said, I got Vito on there for sure. Shout out to my man Vito. He signed to Empire actually. His record You Got It just went platinum. So shout out to him. Of course, I got my man Eastside K-Boy, my man J-Rock from TDE, and then actually my official record features Rick Ross called Can't Knock the Hustle. So I got some shit.
So what's up? Top of the year, it'll set the tone.
Oh, no, hey, let's be clear. Super Bowl is in Phoenix this year. So I'm definitely not going to fuck around and play no games. You know
Was that strategic?
Definitely. Everything that I do as far as music and business, has to be strategic. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I kind of learned from Game as well. Was just, you got to really, find your way, and when you find it, run that bitch to the moon.
So speaking of the rap game, what do you like best about it? What don't you like about it?
I mean, it's the music business. I love the music. I love the business, but you know what I'm saying, there's also a lot of politics involved, you know what I'm saying, when you're on your journey. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of high-fiving, kissing babies, and a lot of, shit that you got to kind of I don't want to say tread light, but you just also got to make the right decisions. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't like hip hop music, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't like reality rap, and everybody doesn't like, you know what I'm saying, a person speaking his truth and his authentic self. Sometimes this shit is all about radio records, or sometimes this shit is all about who you know. Sometimes you can be the dopest nigga in the world, but you know what I mean, if you're not who they feel fit, you know what I'm saying, they're not gonna let you flourish. So, one of my goals, man, is just, building a hub and, being as honest and authentic as I can, and relating and touching as many people, you know what I'm saying, that kind of understand and look through the life lens that I look through. And hopefully, man, you know what I'm saying, that's enough for me to go platinum or double platinum, man, and really, be strong enough to put a real big eye line on Phoenix.
That's what's up. So tell us about the Evans administration.
Yeah.
Who you working with? Are you still just building it out?
Yeah, definitely. No, I definitely got a team, man. TEA is kind of more of a, watching Game build BWS and kind of watching some of the successes and the mistakes, man. I definitely had to take some of those, things into consideration. I'm also, a businessman too. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be, rapping forever, even though it's a love, you know what I'm saying? But, I also am looking for the next quality and wave of next artists to maybe give some guidance to, musically, you know what I'm saying, investment wise, and just, overall helping them become, as great as they can come. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I said, we're based out of Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? I got myself, we're just really trying to build a hub, you know what I mean? And we're really trying to be the first to do it. You know what I mean? Shout out to, I want to say the only person who's really, really known on a national level out that way is MC Magic.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I also feel that, MC Magic's in a different classification. You know what I mean? He's still hip hop for sure. Right. But you know what I mean? There's a whole nother lane. You know what I mean, for that. So, we definitely out here putting in the groundwork. You know what I'm saying? I think that this EP, and I think that these singles, and I'm thinking that the Super Bowl and getting into my album is really going to solidify what it is. So once we end up mapping out that foundation, everything after that is just stacking bricks on that bitch until we get to where we got to go.
what's up. Yeah, speaking of Magic, we fuck with him too.
No, he's tough,
we're actually
man.
gonna see him tomorrow at the Latin Legends
Yeah,
concert.
he's tough.
Ontario. Yeah,
he's tough, man.
He'll be out there.
No, he's super.
Yeah.
He's super. Somebody that coming up in Arizona that I definitely had to do some homework and study under. You know what I mean? You know, coming from Arizona, it's not too much different from LA as far as the Latin and, you know what I'm saying, African American culture. You know, we dominate the whole city. So, you know, having that much of an impact, he definitely was a legend and icon out there to study from and learn from and really, you know what I'm saying, get some great knowledge from.
That's what's up. Yeah, he plans to do some music with him later on, or just some concepts or ideas that
Definitely.
you want to just integrate.
No, definitely. I I've talked to him a few times. You know what I'm saying, and I'm trying to find a way where I can merge, you know what I'm saying, some of this newer energy, you know what I'm saying, with basically some of the energy that they, you know, already possessed, you know, that can build.
Right.
You know what I mean? So definitely, you know, shout out to Magic, you know what I mean?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Shit, we covered a lot. Is there anything else that we can look forward to, like, you know, whether it be film or
Yeah.
other areas?
Shit, man, you know, we just doing a lot. You know what I mean? We definitely looking at movie scripts. Shout out to my man Ross. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bel Air. You know, I don't really fuck with the champagne too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real nigga, so I drink cognac. And you know what I mean? Bel Air just got this new cognac called Vion.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you know, me and Ross been in talks. You know what I mean? I'm trying to really become the face and ambassador of that. You know what I mean? So, you know, we're working on a couple concoctions right now. You know what I mean? Got some shit with some coffee in it, some shit with some Coca-Cola and a splash of cinnamon. We're trying to get it right.
Yeah.
But nah, we definitely got a lot of things going on outside of music that's definitely going to help market, promote, and build everything that we got going on.
That's what's up. So besides the artists that you've already worked with, are there any other artists, whether it's hip hop or rap, R&B that you
Definitely.
Or that you're expecting to connect with?
I mean, I'm always willing to work with artists, man. I think that's just how artists grow. You know what I mean? But, you know, if I had to name one or two artists that I definitely want to, like, put on an album, man, I've always wanted to do something with Rihanna. You know what I mean? You know, I think that for me is outside of being outside of being a local or regional artist, you know what I'm saying? You know, in bridging to go to a national artist, you know, I'm trying to be a global icon in this bitch, and she definitely the one to help do it. You know what I mean?
She's gonna be performing right at the Super Bowl.
Definitely.
Strategy.
So,
strategic.
I'm about to say, so we're going back to strategy. So Rihanna, if you see me, you already know who to holla at. Fuck with me. But now Rihanna for sure. Usher. Usher's one, and then I think I definitely want to try to get with Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As far as the hip hop side, I think that I can kind of get close to touch, you know, the rappers as much, you know what I mean, to make it happen. But, you know, those dudes, I definitely want to try to throw a little lob in the air to see if something stick.
That's what's up. Yeah, and Usher and Bruno Mars and Usher, they're residencies in Vegas.
Definitely, yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to let the audience know?
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you know y'all go to Spotify, Apple, Deezer, whatever you guys got rocking. Got a record out right now called Pressure. Like I said, featuring my man Eastside K-Boy and J-Rock, which is officially out now. The record with me and Vito called For You. Make sure y'all tap into that. All of my social sites, man. You know, Instagram, holla at me. My Instagram is @whoisrichie. Twitter @whoisrichie. You know what I'm saying? Facebook. Talk to me, I talk back. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on this journey, man, and we about to get to it. You know, Richie.
That's what's up. One last question. What's one piece of advice you would give to an up-and-coming artist?
Self-motivation to keep God first. You know what I mean? This industry is different. You know what I mean? It's something definitely that will take a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to hear a lot of no's. You're going to hear a lot of, you know, different types of situations. But if you believe in you, you know what I mean? Work hard, keep your motivation right, and keep God first, man. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? I'm definitely a living testament of that. Like I said, I come from a city that is not even on the map like that, but I think that I've gained some national recognition from some of the biggest and dopest artists out, and I think that stands for something.
Absolutely.